Hello. I am going to be doing another reading today. I've got about half of my cup of coffee in, so I'm still trying to wake up a tiny bit, but I feel called to do a reading. This is going to be another one where whatever comes out, comes out. So let's get started. All right, the Temple. I actually want another one too. All right, and the Pilgrim. I've been getting this one a lot. The Pilgrim in particular, and then on the bottom of the deck, the Mystic. All right, so we have these. And before I pull the actual tarot, I'm going to do a few more oracles. So let's get this. All right, Balance. One more. And Preparation. All right. And then let me get one more. Okay, so we have the Council and then the Lower World. So I'm already seeing for sure some sorts of, this is like a spiritual sort of a reading about growth, a reading about possibly stepping into the spiritual path for the first time, or kind of coming into a sense of knowing and learning about the spiritual path and the power that you have within you for the first time, or possibly taking it more seriously for the first time. With the Balance card and the Council and the Lower World, it all makes sense to have something that had happened in your life that had an impact to push you on that path, balancing the light and the dark type of a thing, which most of us will be doing as we are on like a spiritual ascension, as we are kind of coming into ourselves, our authentic selves, if I can speak, and being on the path to do that. The Preparation card and the Pilgrim card, they go hand in hand. The Pilgrim card talks about, it's known as the Apprentice card as well. It talks about learning and growth. And so what I'm getting here is a strong, like, preparing to go on this journey, to reach your higher self and balance the dark and the light. There is light in the dark as well, like going into your shadow and seeing the shadow aspects of yourself, but balancing them to the point where you're more dualistic and The bad things don't have to be bad things if you are able to balance them out in a way that is a healthy way, which is what this journey is also about. Being able to balance them in a healthy way is where you become your more authentic self and you become stronger because you're able to, like, you know what you are capable of, and you know what the world is capable of, and you know how to not present yourself, that's coming to mind, but not really present yourself, but be able to live your life and operate in the best way possible for the best of you and for the best of others who are also in this process with you and just the greater good in general. So let me see. For the tarot, I am going to be doing the light seers again today. So let's see what comes out. Not wanting to be in there. The Ace of Pinnacles reversed. All right, the Ten of Wands. Way too many. So I saw the Lovers and the Devil as that just happened. But we'll keep going and see what actually is going to come out. Okay, the Tower reverse. Okay, so this is heavy energy, for sure, coming up in the past energies. Let's do the present energies, which makes perfect sense for the balance, because it's these three cards, there's a need of balance. Something is happening for sure, like I had been getting in the beginning, where something had brought this on, and it looks like it was a Tower moment that could have been being opposed, like you didn't really want to go through it. Three of Swords. Okay. Came out in one of the last readings that I had done for the collective, in the same, not in the same position, but in the same current energy. This is really the same sort of message as well. In a different kind of context, but it's like the same sort of message about the actual spiritual. The last reading that I had actually posted, I'm pretty sure, was the one. Okay, we're going to take both of those, where it seemed like a situation. It was a situation that was going on that was causing. Oh, the Chariot in reverse. We also got the Chariot in the last reading, but the Chariot was in the middle and it was upright. So Judgment, and I think we got Justice last time, not Judgment, but so we have the Three of Swords, Judgment, and the Chariot in reverse. Okay, so these are the current energies. Again, this is a battle. I think that this has to do with the last reading, but this is more of talking about the process of what's going on within, spiritually within. So if you haven't seen that other reading, it should be the one that I posted before this one. Check it out. That it had to do with a toxic relationship. If you didn't have a toxic relationship, don't try to make that work, you will know if that was for you. Do not try to make it. Those are really heavy energies, but again, these are the same like underlying energies that are coming through for today's reading. It's just more of like a spiritual, what's going on within you, connecting to your higher self type of thing, like doing the best thing for you. That's what I'm seeing here, which is a good thing. So maybe this is part of that message. This is like a separate part of the same sort of message, or the collective is just going through things and ascending, growing spiritually as a collective. So let's look at the future energies. Knight of Pentacles. That's good. Slow energy, but steady energy. Stable energy. So like a long process. And I just dropped everything, so let me get that really quick. Gotta move. All right, so 2 cards popped out. Let's see. So the Hanged Man in reversed, and then the 7 of Cups in reverse. Okay, this is definitely, it's not an easy thing to be going through. I feel a lot of resistance. Maybe it's just a difficult thing in the scheme of things. It's not easy. It's never easy just to process things and move on in certain ways, in certain directions. It's never as easy as things make it seem, and this is sort of that process. So what I'm getting here for sure is an event that has happened, possibly, honestly, for a long time. This may be going back even into childhood. But then there was something in particular that has caused you to have to look at things from a different perspective. But it hasn't been easy. But you got to the point with the 10 of Wands, it's kind of like you started to realize like, oh, I'm not going anywhere. This is not stable. Something has to give a little bit. And so this is like the process of that. But still fighting the Tower moment from actually happening, which if you know tarot, you know that the Tower is not something that you can necessarily fight. If it's something that you're trying to hold off, it'll get to the point where the universe is just like, this is going to happen. They give you're going to have a certain amount of time, and then it's going to just occur. They will let the things fall off that need to fall off, and that would, and you're, you have no control over it. You don't have control over the Tower anyways. It could be a slower process. It doesn't have to be like a boom, like it is done and your whole life changes in just a day. It could be that. This feels more like a gradual, someone who is, they've been through a lot of things and they're just like, they literally cannot do it anymore. There is something within them being like, I can't live this way. I can't continue this way. Fighting, it's still, from what this shows, you're still in the phase where it is hurting, and it's hurting really badly. But being under the preparation for this particular spread that I'm doing, you've already noticed, like, hey, God, something's got to change, but it hurts. It hurts, and you're kind of in the process where you're like, maybe you don't 100% trust that, that what's going to happen in your future. You're not afraid, or you're still a little bit afraid to just not make the big move. You're getting there. You're thinking about it. The Judgment being in the middle, you could see that she's basically, this is like her soul going up. She is trusting, her soul going up, trusting the universe. And so this is a very good, very stable, um, the center of the reading. And it's a very good card for this spread for the center of the reading, because this is where you're at. It's not going to just happen overnight. You're still in the process of all of this stuff. And the Chariot reversed, you know, you're not, to me, it looks like maybe you really truly aren't ready. You're trying. That there is opposition here. Fighting it again, it might be situational. It's just not easy. But you are trying to get into, a more stable, grounded, just situation, and just with yourself, and knowing and trusting in, if you're living these certain ways, and you agree to trust, the universe, and what it's unfolding for you, you're going in that direction. There is a lot of work that is involved in it, but you have what you need. You're being backed for sure. There's just a lot of opposition to it within you, which it's not. You're not just going to wake up one day and be like, "Oh yeah, cool." Well, some people might, but it's not as easy as just being like, there's a lot of learning and a lot of inner work that you have to do. That's hard. That can make you, some people can start and then stop and then start and then stop. And it's kind of what's going on here. But at the same time, there's such a good backing and such a good energy that is, involved in this, that it's a good reading. It's difficult, it's heavy sort of things that are involved in this, but it's good. The direction is good. The intention behind it is good. I see in the future basically questioning yourself and questioning things a little bit less. Wanting to stick to the certain path, and not double, not second guessing yourself, not sitting there, letting the outside kind of affect you as much as it had been before. This is focused on like you. This is focused on what is within you. This is focused on your belief in yourself, your belief in the world around you. And I'm not picking up on anybody else. It is solely for the person who resonates with this reading. This is all about the inner work and all about the ascension, and, the struggles involved in, the ascension process. But it's happening. When everything dropped, oh gosh, when everything dropped, when the cards dropped before, I sat the deck on the side. I sat the deck on the side, and underneath on the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Swords for the overall energy for this reading, which was the exact same as the last reading. It's kind of crazy, but again, so this definitely has to do with some sort of process. I guess if you believe that you are in a toxic relationship, if you're dealing with someone that could be toxic, definitely go listen to the other reading. It should be the one that's right before this, because it is for not only you, it's definitely for the person going through that. They definitely need to hear this as well. It has to do with that. So basically, if you didn't see that reading, it's about somebody that's toxic, that's just running away, that has caused a bunch of problems running away, and the person who I did the reading for, they, having to pick up the pieces and try to move on, and preparing to do so. So this definitely has, the Queen of Wands, so moving on, the Three of Cups reversed, Nine of Pinnacles. This has definitely got some of the same energy. That's crazy. I'm going to set that right there. And I feel like the energy behind this reading though is lighter. I do want to say that this is basically the move up from the energy of the reading before. Uh, so just it's definitely a lighter type of an energy because we're talking about the actual ascension and the actual growth that you're getting from a situation that causes the pain and the process of the ascension to take place. So let me pull. I want to get one more card from this deck in particular. I think this is the Astro Codes deck. I'll put all of the decks in the description below. I feel like I'm gonna like drop the entire thing for whatever reason. It's not leaving, so this Capricorn, achieve and investigate. Okay. And I don't want to cover up too much, but here we go. Okay. So you're doing the inner work. You're doing the inner work, and then on the bottom of the deck, we have act. This is Aries. You're doing the inner work, and you're going on that way, and you know the battle, the internal battle that's happening, it's pushing you. You're at the point where you're about to your act. You may actually, it says preparing, so you may actually again be prepared. You're not leaving the situation, or you're not making the movements to be able to fully ascend, but you're on the path right now. You know, anything that you can do to align yourself is going to get you on that path and keep you on the path. So that's important. You don't, when you're going through something like this, you may feel like you're going to miss out if you don't move, but you're just not ready to move yet. You're almost ready. You will make it. You will get there. You got to do the work on the look up some things on shadow work. Looking. If you have, I know that in the last reading there was a big. I got the feeling of not believing in yourself, and so look into shadow work and negative self talk, not feeling like you are worthy of such. This may be an unconscious thing. You may not know that you don't believe that you can have things differently or be differently or achieve something differently. A lot of people have that and they don't even know. They don't even know that they actually hold themselves back in a way because they don't believe in themselves enough, and they have everything within you. You've got it within you. You're starting the process. You have it. You've got to learn to trust and just keep going and persevere through the things that are difficult. These two cards together are actually like, this is such a beautiful energy. I love this. And shadow work, this makes me look like, there needs to be shadow work being done. And you're going to be backed through that. If you do feel the need to talk to a professional, like therapy, going through shadow work, this is a difficult thing. And if you have the means to do so, I definitely highly recommend it. Shadow work is no joke. You're going to be, looking at things that you may not have wanted to, and you might have pushed in the past, and just discovering things about yourself that you didn't realize were actually there and holding you back. So look into that if that's something that interests you or you feel the need to do so. Mental health, I said this in the last reading again, and I think that this is showing somebody who's really been through a lot, and everybody, absolutely everybody, can benefit from speaking to mental health professionals and really working on themselves. And this is what I'm seeing here. Even if you're not into the spiritual, if that's not how you want to look at everything, this is about bettering yourself. I know that some people don't really like that. But I also know that the people watching tarot, you know, they can actually see the things that I have been speaking of, and it does resonate with them, and it gives them purpose, and it gives them something to really to resonate with, um, and to work for and to believe in. And so, you know, thank you so much for watching this reading. This is definitely a new channel, and any sort of support that you will give, please give that in terms of liking, subscribing, and if you think that somebody may need to be hearing this message, just share that with them. I appreciate everything that everybody does when they are supporting the channel and supporting each other. I hope that you have a blessed day. Thank you.